Let us please start by raising our Kundalini together. And before we start, let us maybe for 1 or 2 minutes go into a meditative mood. We can close our eyes and establish the silence within. And then let us see where this session will bring us, where it will carry us. Let us put our attention on top of our head. And allow our Kundalini to establish the union and the yoga in our Sahasrara. All right. So let us for some short time introspect about the center Nabhi chakra. And before we are looking at that Nabhi chakra, let us introduce another area in our subtle being, which is called the void or the Bhavasagara, the ocean of illusion. This is this green area here, which covers the whole visceral cavity, and it is made by the movement of the Swadhisthana chakra around the Nabhi chakra. Many of you know that Sri Brahmadeva, who is presiding over the Sahasrara, Swadhisthana Chakra together with his Shakti, Shri Saraswati. Let us remember that he was born from the navel of Lord Vishnu, and that is reflected in that movement of the Swadhisthana Chakra that is connected to the Nabhi and is rotating around the Nabhi Chakra, and that rotation creates this sacred space of the void within us. And that void is symbolizing and reflecting the creation and the existence of man in that creation. This is the ocean of illusion, or the ocean of Maya, the samsara, that is reflected within us, and it is basically sustained by two chakras, which is the Nabhi Chakra and the Swadhisthana Chakra, and it is on the level of sustenance, seeking sustenance in all our activities, with the power of the Swadhisthana Chakra, which is knowledge and action and creativity. So we are creating our existence based on seeking sustenance. It starts with seeking food, because we need to eat and we need to survive, and from that we seek material wealth, we seek power, we seek all these things that generate a feeling of satisfaction and fulfillment, which is also the quality of the Nabhi Chakra, as we have discussed in the other sessions. So this ocean of Bhavasagara, or this void, is also the area of the Adi Guru, or the primordial master. That primordial master is another aspect of the divine, who has incarnated again and again and again in various personalities such as Abraham, Moses, Zarathustra, Socrates, Nanaka, Janaka, Lao Tse, Confucius, and others, Muhammad, Sri Sainath. Again and again, it is the same principle that is incarnating in these personalities of gurus, prophets, or philosophers, in order to establish and teach Dharma to humanity. And all that teaching and all that knowledge and all that activity is sustained by Lord Vishnu, who is the principle of Dharma himself. And he is located together with Lakshmi, his consort, in the center Nabhi Chakra. So Sri Vishnu is the principle of Dharma. He is the sustainer of creation. He is the preserver of creation. He gives the Dharma to every element. He gives the Dharma to every part and parcel of nature. He gives the Dharma to all the animals. He gives the Dharma to all the plants, to all nature. Everything is functioning according to its own Dharma, to its own valences, to its own primordial quality. Wood is wood, metal is metal, gold is gold, a tree is a tree, a flower is a flower, a dog is a dog, and a lion is a lion, and an elephant is an elephant. And they all function within the Pashu, within the divine control of Lord Shiva. But the Dharma that everybody has, or the quality that everything has, that is sustained by Lord Vishnu, who is the preserver of creation. And on the human level, he also establishes the Dharma that is evolving according to the state of humanity, and it has been brought and taught again in various forms, in various languages, with various cultures, backgrounds, by this principle of the primordial master, who is the Sri Adi Guru Dattatreya, who was created by the Adi Shakti, and he is the combination of the three Lord Shiva, Lord Brahmadeva, and Lord Vishnu. So, and also this Dharma is sustained and evolved by the own incarnations of Lord Vishnu. We all know that he has 10 avatars, he's incarnating in 10 avatars, and each avatar, first on the animal stage, later as the half-man becoming or coming onto the human plane, then the small man, then the strong man, Shri Parashuram, then Rama, Krishna, Mahavishnu, and the last incarnation will be Shri Kalki in the primordial Sahasrara. So he himself, being the preserver and the sustainer, is also the principle of evolution, and he's evolving the Dharma of mankind, and he's evolving the sensitivity and the capacity and the spiritual awareness and consciousness of man. So this is a beautiful area, and it's a beautiful reflection of basically the creation, of basically the universe within us and the existence of man within us. And it is, as I said before, ruled by the principle of sustenance, by the principle of seeking satisfaction, seeking fulfillment, seeking peace, with the power of knowledge and creativity of the Swadhisthana Chakra. And because the human being has a free will as the only member of creation, or the only living being in creation, it is not under the Pashu, but it's under his own free will. It needs another form of Dharma. It does not need a Dharma which is instinctive or intuitive or kind of controlling him by itself, but additionally to that, because he has that also, but additional to that, he needs rules, he needs regulations, he needs the Dharma of morality, of ethics, of behavior. He needs the religions that have been taught to him in order to have moral and ethic conduct and guidance, which gives him a balance in which he can grow, in which he can evolve, in which he can organize his life, sustained by that principle of Dharma. That is beautifully symbolized in the 10 Commandments that have been brought down by Moses, who was a primordial master, from his meeting with the Almighty God himself. And these commandments, they are basically the primordial Dharma, half of them relating to the relationship with God, and the other half of them relating to his behavior in society, behavior in his relationships, behavior with himself. So according or additionally to the natural inherent Dharma, he also needs a Dharma that he can follow emotionally, intellectually, by his own wisdom, by his own understanding, and based on which he can organize his relationships, he can organize his society, he can organize his politics, he can organize his whole existence. But all this is sustained by an understanding of Dharma, an understanding of balance, and an understanding of the importance of this system of rules, laws, guidelines, inspirations, and so on, which are all being sustained by the power of Shri Vishnu. And Lakshmi, his consort on the level of Nabhi, is looking after the Nabhi chakra, but then later, when the Nabhi chakra is fulfilled, when all satisfaction have been achieved, then there starts another quest, there starts another seeking for sustenance, which is the spiritual sustenance. Then she becomes Shri Mahalakshmi. She is looking after the central path, the Sushumna Nadi, and together with Shri Vishnu, she is looking after our evolution, our spiritual evolution, our evolution of consciousness, until the highest state of being, where we are self-realized or God-realized. When we are self-realized, when we have touched the spirit within us, when we have touched the Atma within us, then there's a new understanding of Dharma settling in into our understanding and into our awareness, which is we become dharmic by ourselves, because the spirit is nothing but Dharma. And so we are not following these moral conducts or spiritual conducts or religious conducts or social conducts out of obedience, out of a kind of a social agreement, but we are following them because we have evolved to a state of being where our action is balanced, where our state of mind is balanced, where we are fully sustained by the divine in form of that Chaitanya, in form of the state, of the meditative state of Atma, and we are Dharma in whatever we do and in whatever we say, in the ideal case. So that is the evolution also from becoming a law-obedient and a religious personality who is a member of society and who is living in society based on that agreement, based on that contract of following the rules and laws and religious guidelines according to the culture in which he exists. And then once he's rising above the Bhavasagra, above the ocean of illusion, with the help of the primordial master, and he's reaching the dimension of the heart where he's touching the spirit, then another form of Dharma sets in. He is the Dharma becomes enlightened, and the Dharma becomes Sahaj. It becomes kind of a byproduct or a result of our state of becoming the spirit and our state of yoga with the divine. And in such a state, we cannot be but dharmic, because we know and we feel and we experience that if we act adharmic, for example, if we go against our primordial taboos, or if we cross our maryadas in our relationships, in our behaviors, if we cross the boundaries of dharmic behavior, then we will feel it on our vibrations. We will feel that we have harmed our chakra, we have harmed our subtle system, and we have created a state where we are out of balance and disconnected from the vibrations, and then it needs time to come back into that yoga and into that oneness and into that state of purity and into that state of vibrations. So all this is also the evolution of Dharma, the evolution of our consciousness, which in Sahaja Yoga has reached almost its peak, because this is the state where we are, where the whole creation is going back to its origin, which is the love of God, which is the pranava, the param chaitanya, the consciousness of the divine, out of which creation has emerged. And with that state of union, with that state of yoga, we are going back to that original source of everything, which is the, coming close to the peak of the evolution of human consciousness and the evolution of human dharma. So that is just a short introduction of what the center Nabhi is about in the context of the void, and that is a kind of a beautiful reflection of our state in creation, of our human existence. We are living in this ocean of Maya, in this ocean of illusion, which we can only cross with the help of an enlightened guru or an incarnation of the primordial master. He will take our hand, bring us through this ocean of illusion, raise our consciousness, and introduce us to our higher spiritual existence, which is the recognition of the Atma being, and with that gradually we can rise above and beyond this samsara, or this ocean of Maya in which we are kept and captured before self-realization. This crossing the ocean is very nicely represented also by Moses, who has parted the waters of the river Jordan in order to bring his people through, and that is very much symbolic for the dimension of the Adi Guru, who brings his disciple through the ocean of illusion of this human existence, and bringing him to the level of the heart, and then higher to the level of the yoga with the divine, bringing him back to the destiny of his evolution, the final goal, the final aim, which is the reconnecting with the all-pervading power, the all-pervading consciousness of the divine. All right, so with that said, let us go back into our meditation and introspect about this dimension of the void, the Bhavasagara, and introspect about Lord Vishnu as the sustainer, the preserver, the one who is Dharma. Creation is evolution. Everything is evolution. But there is two or more dimensions of evolution. There is our own human evolution in the sense of what we are able to create, what we are able to understand, what we are able to produce. But behind that, which is much more significant, much more relevant, is the evolution of how the divine is growing us, and how the divine is evolving our spiritual consciousness and our spiritual sensitivity, our capacity to understand our own divinity and to understand the existence of God. And with Sahaja Yoga, with the process of Kundalini awakening and the process of self-realization, we have now achieved this state of consciousness where we can feel the divine and the existence of the divine on our central nervous system. We can feel the cool wind of the Holy Ghost above our head and on our hands. And we can feel the existence of our own spirit, of our own higher self, of our own higher being in the state of thoughtless awareness, in the state of silence, where we realize that we are without thinking. We have an existence and an identity beyond thinking, beyond the ego, beyond the conditionings, beyond action, beyond our usual human life and existence. There's a higher space within us, and we can gradually reach that and become that. So we can put our right hand on our Nabhi Chakra. So let us contemplate about our own existence in this ocean of illusion. How we live in our day-to-day life, how we are functioning in our professional environment, how we are looking after our families, how we are in our relationships, how we contribute to social activities. Look at all our various dharmas. And let us witness how very often we get entangled when we lose our connection. and how we are drowning in this ocean of Bhavasagara. When we have all kinds of issues or problems, material problems or relationship problems or whatever. And then, because of that precious gift of Kundalini awakening, we can go into the state of meditation, go into the state of yoga, and lift ourselves out of this ocean of illusion and go up to the level of Sahasrara, where we understand the illusionary dimension of that samsara state or that human existence. And that this is only one part of our existence. This is only one aspect of our existence. But with the connection, with the state of meditation and yoga, we realize the other half of our existence, which is the self. So we do not need the primordial master. We do not need the guru. Once we have received that gift of self-realization, we become our own master, because we become the spirit. And with that happening, we can go in and out of this ocean, of that level of material, three-dimensional existence as we wish. The fourth dimension of Turiya state is available, accessible, it's open, and we can go there whenever we want, and thus have achieved a complete state of existence. And it is the beautiful dimension of Lord Vishnu and Sri Mahalakshmi that have evolved us to that highest state. Which is the ultimate sustenance. It is also the ultimate sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. So the spiritual evolution starts in the Nabhi Chakra. The Mahalakshmi principle starts from the Nabhi Chakra. When we have reached material fulfillment, when we have reached material satisfaction, and when the seeking for our higher being starts, then that is the beginning of our spiritual evolution. And that goes on the central path, and it is carried by Shri Vishnu and Shri Mahalakshmi. They always incarnate, or they have incarnated as Sita Rama, Radha Krishna, Mary Jesus, and on the level of Sahasrara Chakra, they will again incarnate as Shri Kalki, and the incarnation of Adi Shakti in the form of Shri Mahamaya. And thus our spiritual evolution is being evolved to that highest state of existence. music. Alright, dear friends, that is the end of this Friday session. Thank you as always for your kind interest and for your participation. And I wish you a very relaxed and meditative weekend. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all again Monday morning. So stay safe and healthy. Namaste, ciao und auf bald. See you soon. Bye bye.